I think everybody knows that one person that's always trying to one-up someone, meaning they want a better house, a better car, a better yard. Well, in this game, you're going to be playing a king trying to one-up all your friends. You're going to be placing these tiles, trying to grow your kingdom and score the most points, and see if you can make the nicest kingdom in Kingdomino. So in Kingdomino, you're going to be playing kings of a kingdom, trying to grow your kingdom by placing tiles and scoring the most points by having certain properties next to each other and having crowns in those properties. So let me get you to the table, show you how it's played, and then tell you what I think about it. First, you're going to be grabbing your meeples and your starting tile and castle, all of the same color. In a two-player game, you'll be grabbing two meeples, the starting tile, and a castle of the same color. You'll then take your castle and place it on the starting tile. You'll then take 4 tiles and place them in ascending order in a line like this. Then flip them over. Then you will randomly select a meeple of each color and place them in a row next to each tile. And then starting from the top to the bottom, that person will select which tile they would like to start with. You will then grab 4 more tiles and place them in ascending order right next to them and flip them all over. So starting from top to bottom, this player will then take and choose which tile they want to take next, and then place this tile on their kingdom. And this will continue until all the tiles in this row are all taken. Then you will place 4 more tiles in ascending order, the same way you did before. And flip them over. And this would continue until all the tiles are gone from the stack. When placing tiles, the starting tile is considered wild. So you can place any landform type up against this starting tile, like so. The rules for placing tiles is that there has to be at least one matching land type connected to a tile that isn't the wild tile. So for example, you could connect it like this. You would not be able to connect it like this. However, you can connect like this because this is matching here. You will then continue placing tiles until either your 5x5 grid is complete or the tiles are gone. If you did complete your 5x5 grid, then that does mean that all the tiles should be gone. If at any point you have a tile that cannot be placed because it would exceed that 5x5 requirement, or it does not match, or it just doesn't fit, then that is simply discarded. The starting tile and castle doesn't need to be at the center of the kingdom. However, there is a scoring variant where if it is, you do gain bonus points, but you don't necessarily need to use that. It could be in any location. So after all the tiles are drawn and placed, the way that you would score your kingdom is by counting the number of properties multiplied by the number of crowns. So for example, this little desert area would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied by the 1 crown, which is 5 points. This area here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied by the 2 crowns, which is 10 points. However, this area here has no crowns, which would give no points, and same as here, and same with here. and the player with the most points wins. So I recently brought Kingdomino to a family event. None of my family are real hardcore gamers, so it was great that they were able to pick this game up so quickly, and it is easy to pick up and play, and I really like that about it. I love the components. They're beautiful, they're thick, the tiles are real thick and they feel good in your hand. I really like how the game flows well. So we played 2, 3, and 4 players, and every time the game played about 15 minutes. There wasn't a big variation of how much time it took to play it, and it was nice. It's definitely a solid filler game for like a game night. Now if you have a larger group, maybe not so much, because it is only 2 to 4 players, so that wouldn't be the greatest game unless you had 2 copies and you kind of did that, 2 different groups. What I don't like about it so much is there is a little bit of randomness, none that would really kill the game, and it's definitely still a solid game with it. But in a 2 and 3 player game, you're going to be randomly taking out tiles at the beginning of the game. So there's going to be tiles missing. In a 4 player game, you keep all 48 tiles, so there isn't. So there's almost like an element of counting cards. You see the numbers as they come out, and if you can remember what numbers came out, then you're going to have a heads up. There's definitely some element of luck, I guess. But it was a solid game. It was fun. It's for anybody, for beginners, and even I enjoyed it. And I like a little bit heavier game, but this is it's extremely light and extremely fun. The one variation that is nice is there is a 2-player variation that does use all of the tiles. And instead of making that 5x5 grid, you're going to be making a 7x7 grid. And that is, it looks beautiful. Like when you're using all those tiles and it's so big, like everything just looks beautiful. The game flows very well, but I would definitely recommend this for just that middle game that you're gonna play, just to kind of split up 2 big games. But yeah, I would say take it to your next game night and see how people like it. But it's a solid game and it's real fun to play. But if you would, just like and subscribe, and until next time, keep playing games.